It's actually really easy making every day unique. I used to be bored, unmotivated, but it all changed when I started by creating my first document. Then in that document, I wrote about how I just created this document. What I just did there gave me motivation from that point 1 year ago all the way to right now. I kept writing things down. It gave me motivation to write more things down. The stuff that I was writing down were stories. I had my own story journal or document, and it gave me motivation to get cooler stories in my own life so I can talk about, remember, get more stories. And they weren't just any random story of how I sat on my phone for 4 hours. I got stories of these little moments that really stuck out every single day, then turning that into a moment of realization or change. It might be pretty obvious after this, I started learning a lot more, I started getting a lot better, my days were a lot more unique. But how did I do this exactly? What stories did I include, not include? How did I get unique stories even if it felt like nothing unique was happening? So it's April of 2024, the year's kicking in. I'm also in school, so I'm playing sports. And that sport I was playing was lacrosse. If you're not sure what it is, it's similar to hockey. But today was not a good day for lacrosse. We had a game. Usually games are the most fun part of any sport, but today it wasn't. It was probably going to be the worst part, not even of the day, but the whole season, because we were playing against the hardest team. The coaches and some players try to be positive about it, but I feel like deep down we knew that we were all going to lose. As the game starts, the other team is obviously pretty good. Then I get curious. I start asking one of the players that I'm defending, how long have they been playing lacrosse for? And they say, since I was in 4th grade. But I didn't even know the sport existed when I was in 4th grade. I just started playing this 1 or 2 years ago. So after the game ends, we scored 1 point, but they scored 17, so it was not close at all. They had a whole van of little Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches and drinks, and every player got one. And we had to just stare at them getting that while we're waiting for the locker room to get open. But I'm gonna be honest, that probably was one of the best games we had. Not because it motivated us to get better, but because we went into the game not to play hard or win, but to have fun.
It's not about winning, it's about fun.
Of course, we still tried to clear the ball, but it failed horribly. But we tried out a lot of interesting things. Some of us pretended to speak Spanish. We celebrated for like 2 minutes straight when we scored that first goal. When I get inside the locker room finally, I realized that was the best game we've had. We've had a ton of fun during it. We got more connected as a team, and we were more optimistic or looking forward to the next games. But not only optimistic for the whole game, but honestly in my life. Whenever something hard or challenging came up, I just learned to be optimistic about it. Have fun. Maybe pretend to speak Spanish as well. Because regardless if you win or not, if you have fun, you're gonna win inside of here. I want you to also be optimistic about getting cool stories. And by the way, that was just one little story that I have about one day of one event that day. So hopefully that can just give you an idea of all the stories you can really get. Imagine how much more unique or interesting your life would not only be for yourself, but in a third person perspective. If you haven't created that document, do it right now. Do what I did and just make the first thing in that document how you discovered this idea of getting stories and telling them. The thing I love about this too is anyone can do this. If you have a full-time job, if you're at school, if you have nothing to do, you can always get stories to tell. I was at my job at 7 a.m. in the morning, the earliest I've ever been. I had to wake up early, do everything a lot quicker. But when I was at work at 7 a.m., I actually was fun. So for my job, I had to bag produce in a little plastic bag and tie it up. But the ties that we used, I'm so serious when I say this, they were a different color. They were blue. And I was excited to use the blue ties because it was a cool, colorful way to bag produce and put it on the shelves. I'm gonna be honest, it might sound a little weird, but it doesn't matter because that little thing just gave me the momentum and felt like the job and day was a lot faster. So try to think of those little blue ties in your own way. What are some cool little things in your life that you can make into a story? When I went on a quick vacation this summer for 2 days, I saw this little thing in the sky, but it was a pretty big thing seeing. So we're at our hotel during the vacation. I wake up in the middle of the night again in my hotel room at 4:30 a.m., but I don't go back to sleep. I actually wake up with my dad too, and we go driving onto the beach. And as we're driving to the beach, I see this thing I've never seen before in the sky. It wasn't the moon, it wasn't some cool star pattern, it wasn't a plane lighting up in the sky. It was bigger than that. At first I thought it was some comet, but it was moving pretty fast, and then it was a whole entire rocket in the sky. You can see the whole trail of the rocket, but also how the rocket breaks into two. Then it slowly disappears from the sky. And that's just a little seasoning from the amazing beach that we saw. We collected so many clams, saw so many little baby crabs, and we saw the amazing beach that we went to later in the day, and I had an absolute blast there. It was honestly one of my favorite vacations, partly because it was only 2 days. Literally, our whole vacation was 2 days long. And in that little amount of time, I had some amazing memories and honestly one of the best days of my life. Being optimistic, getting daily experiences, challenges like that, either waking up in the morning, trying to do some cool thing inside. You can literally go on ChatGPT. I don't really like using it because I'm just kind of against it. Not really against it, but I don't know. I just felt like it was kind of cringe using ChatGPT, but you can literally go on there and ask some fun things you can do inside, and it'll give you a whole bunch of things. So there's limitless ideas you can really do. Seriously, I remember when SpongeBob, he had a whole to-do list with Squidward. They all did it, took so long, but they were done. What should they do next? And then Squidward had to wear a salmon suit and do everything again because that's what SpongeBob had again. So you could really do everything, but in a different way, and you'll literally never run out of ideas. So these are some amazing ways you can get a ton of more stories, and an amazing way I can share that and get more stories in itself, motivate myself to make every day unique, is with creating videos, talking to you right now. Not only is this a fun hobby and way I can share things, but it also develops myself into evolving into the next level, getting more confident, getting more money, more knowledge, all those cool things. And if you want something similar like that, click that Calendly link in the description. Just book a quick call and I can see if I might be able to let you do the same. I can personally help you grow your YouTube channel, post more videos, develop yourself a lot more. Also, if you're ever bored, the Like-Minded Club will help a lot. You don't know what that is? It's this amazing community with hundreds of people all wanting to get better and get cool experiences, cool stories to write down and share with other people. If you want to be around that, get a ton of ideas and get a ton of motivation, click that Like-Minded Club in the description. Hundreds of people are in there. I'm in there too. I share things I'm doing in there too. So join that Like-Minded Club. It's 100% free and you can join it right now. If you like the environment of this video, consider subscribing. It's always free. You can change your mind. But this is all you need to do. Try to get some cool stories every single day, and that's how you'll make every day unique. You know how I got stories. You know how I can get ideas. You know how I implemented it to the next level. You know how I can share that with hundreds of people. Now, all that's left is for you to do something like that too. You don't need to watch another video. It won't cure your boredom. This honestly will. So I really hope you can think about this video. Don't forget it. Don't just watch another video and completely not take any action to doing this. If you don't even have a document or a journal yet to make the stories, do it right now. That's the easiest thing you can do. It could literally take 20 seconds and you'll already be way more ahead if you just clicked off and, did what a lot of people who watch YouTube does. So I hope you like this video, like the environment, subscribe, like, comment a cool story yourself, something that you're gonna do to get a cool story, so we can all get more ideas, and that would be super cool. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Peace. Bye-bye.